Okay. Oh, sorry. This should say partial quotient method. I will fix that. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to use the partial quotient method to divide place values. And hopefully this makes a lot of sense because, first of all, we practiced dividing just a single place value the day before. But also, students are pretty comfortable with expanded form and using expanded form for the partial product method. And so this is really just the same thing, but with division, right? So we're going to start with a story. Yesterday we learned to divide numbers in bigger place values. Today we're going to use that to divide some really big numbers. And I think you should just let kids talk about this and struggle through it in pairs on the carpet with whiteboards, letting them write down their answers and their thoughts to this question for a few minutes and then sharing out. And then the most important thing, and it sounds like a small thing and it's not a shortcut you should take, is that you actually have bills that you've printed cut out so that you can act this out. Hundreds, tens, and ones. And so you can talk about what's really happening here, right? Jason is splitting $800 into 4 piles, and then he has another 40 that he splits into piles. What do you think is really going on, right? He has $840. And when he does it, he splits it with 4 into 4 piles total. It's not 8 piles, right? Because, and then you can model this with the things, right? When he split that 40, he put that money on the same 4 piles. How much did he get when he split the 800? 200 in each pile. How much did he do when he split the 40? 10, right? And so all together in each of those piles, there's going to be 210. And this is really important because Jason divided his money in a really specific way that's going to help us divide larger amounts. And so you dive into all of this and you say, here's how it looks on the equation, right? He divided 800 by 4 and 40 by 4. Right? And he got 200 plus 10. Really, that's $840 altogether that he divided by 4, 210. So what we're seeing here is we can use some partial quotients to figure out a big quotient, like 840 divided by 4. Right? This is just like when we multiply, and we can multiply each piece and then add it up. When we divide, we can divide separate pieces and add it up. And so we're going to write it out with equations, right? We're going to take 260 and we're going to divide these up all kinds of ways, but for right now, we're just going to divide it using place value. 200 plus 60 divided by 2. So really, we're just substituting 260, right? But now we use the distributive property. We use this partial products. We can divide the 200 by 2 and the 60 by 2, just like Jason had his money, and he divided the 800 and then the 40, right? So let's get the answer here, and we do want to practice setting it up vertically because that's what it's going to look like when we divide it in 4th grade, like this. And let's add this up, right? 260 divided by 2 is 130. And that's really all there is to it. I do want to flag this problem for you because this one is a really important one to discuss as a group. If we divide 600 by place value, 600 plus 10 plus 2, we're actually not going to be very successful because dividing 2 by 3 doesn't work, 10 divided by 3, right? And so we're going to have to start to think about maybe we don't break up the place values all the way. Maybe there's other ways, especially the next day. This is going to become really important because breaking it by a place value won't work. You're going to have to think of other numbers that make it. In this case, dividing this up by 612 is actually the easier way to get the answer. And so you do all this math, right? Writing it out with the equations, writing it out here with the partial products vertically, getting your answer. It's also worth pointing out, with multiplication, we had 3 equations. And guess what? With division, we have 3 equations. It's really the exact same thing, and we're going to be able to do the area model just like we used to do with multiplication as well. So it's all going to connect. Hopefully this is a bridge to 4th, but it's also going to really make all of that stuff that they've been working on in 3rd with multiplication kind of gel and become very cohesive. So this should be cool.